2024, this was a year, yep, it certainly was. And let me tell you, it was pretty bad for roller coasters. 2024 had literally nothing to offer. There were barely any new attractions that actually debuted this year. All we got was a Top Thrill 2 preview, I guess, because Cedar Point, they only got the ride open for a week before it closed down and got pushed back until 2025. And then we got, Iron Menace? Right, I forgot Dorney Park got a dive coaster. I guess that was neat. Hey, it was something. And then that's it. I can't think of anything else. Any other addition like The Flash or Georgia Surfer? Those were pushed back until 2025. They didn't open this year. So we essentially got nothing to show for the year. You know what? We didn't even get nothing. We got negative stuff. Because I have never seen so many ride closures take place in 1 year. Seriously, like every week, we found out that an existing roller coaster would close and would never reopen again. That just became a common occurrence in 2024. Especially from Six Flags parks. How can so many roller coasters close from this chain alone? Seriously, most of the time, a Six Flags park would announce a closure, and that was it. No final rides, no post-memoriam, just an, oh, by the way, this roller coaster is closing permanently and will not be reopening in 2025. But go buy a 2025 season pass, go buy now! Just no respect for a majority of these coasters. True, a lot of them were objectively awful, but I don't get it. Why can't Six Flags just announce a closure properly? Give their guests a final ride before they close the roller coaster. That's a better alternative than, I don't know, announcing a ride closure a day before Christmas? That's just flat out disrespectful. Come on, Six Flags, do better. All Six Flags has been doing lately is pissing off their audience and then tease a few new additions to try and soften the blow. Hey loyal consumer, I know we're closing one of these major attractions at your home park, but don't worry, you're gonna get a new ride eventually down the line, so we cool? You know, bump that? So, you know what, if these parks are not gonna give these rides a proper farewell, then you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say goodbye to all the roller coasters that have fallen in 2024. Or at least the ones that are actually worth talking about. What am I gonna discuss? Safari Coaster at All-Star Adventures in Wichita, Kansas? Yeah, no way. Sorry, Safari Coaster fans. Your favorite ride will remain unnoticed. But with that being said, let's go through all the noteworthy closures of 2024. Starting with Scorpion. You know, I never rode this thing. Yeah, it was just that coaster at Busch Gardens Tampa that didn't really interest me. And whenever I went here, I just thought I would rather be riding Iron Gwazi or any of the B&Ms. Schwarzkopf coasters were just never my thing. And it didn't help that most of the time when I went to Busch Gardens Tampa Scorpion, it was running one train. And it always, for some reason, it had a 45-minute long wait. I didn't know so many people wanted to ride Scorpion. I think it was because it was in Pantopia, which was more the kids section of the park. So I can imagine that Scorpion was probably a lot of kids' first big roller coaster. Even though the ride, it wasn't that tall. It was only 60 feet. And it essentially just had a vertical loop. A lot of the ride was turning. And I said that's gone? Well, kind of. Just because I never got to ride it, and that's completely on me. I actually rode Sand Serpent over Scorpion because I knew that coaster was closing the year I rode it. And I wish that I got on Scorpion now because that was probably the better ride. I find it funny though that after Scorpion was announced to close, everyone was immediately assuming, Giga? Are they gonna get a Giga? Does this tiny little plot of land have the key opening space for a Giga coaster? Where did that even come from? No, there's no room for a Giga here. Busch Gardens Tampa is gonna get that Giga coaster eventually, guys, but it's not gonna go here. Come on. You know, after I found out that Nighthawk was closing, my back just started to feel better. It's all because of the knowledge of knowing that this ride will soon be gone. I am not going to miss Nighthawk. Thank you, Carowinds. You're finally getting rid of one of your worst rides. Now, could you also get rid of Vortex? You know, I wouldn't complain about that either. I want to feel some kind of pity towards Nighthawk and feel a shred of disappointment, but I can't. This coaster was horrendous. No ride like this should have ever existed. Carowinds, you know what? I don't even mind that you're closing this with no warning. All you did was spare a few victims. No one will ever have to subject themselves to this Flying Dutchman ever again. This thing was just a relocated ride from California's Great America, and it went 20 years past its service life. Because there is no way this coaster should have ever gone on past its opening year. But you know what? I'm optimistic. I know that one day Carowinds will replace this ride, and it will be 1,000 times better than Nighthawk. And it will sit perfectly in that prime real estate at the front of the park. Even though I hated Nighthawk, I can't deny that this coaster was a looker. It was the first thing you saw the moment you walked through the gate. And it did have a little beauty to it. It lured the guest in, it was usually the first thing you rode, and then it beat you up and left you in the back of an alley. Serves you right if you thought this ride was gonna be fun. When King's Dominion said they were going to theme a roller coaster to Nicki Minaj, I was very skeptical, and I was correct, this thing is garbage. I have never liked aero coasters, but this one in particular, pain, 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 that's all it was. You know, you don't even have to ride Anaconda. I found a perfect Anaconda simulator. All you gotta do is grab a bat and... These kinds of rides I've never enjoyed. The transitions for Anaconda just bang you around, your head hurts after, especially when you're taller because the restraints will be digging into your shoulders. No one is gonna miss Anaconda. Everyone knew this thing was gonna go. And it finally took until 2024 for King's Dominion to say, yeah, we don't want this thing, get rid of it, please. This ride is in the exact same boat as Nighthawk for me. I'm glad they closed it without warning. Again, spare a few more victims. And thank you, King's Dominion, for announcing this on Christmas Eve. Excellent present. Hopefully, whatever you replace this ride with, it will be more comfortable and less shaky. Because at King's Dominion, we need rides that are less shaky. Repterra doesn't look like it's gonna fulfill that requirement. Okay, Kingda Ka was one of the big reasons why I wanted to make this video. How am I going to talk about 2024 without discussing the bombshell that was the closure of the world's tallest roller coaster? This was unexpected. When Cedar Fair merged with Six Flags, we didn't think this would be their first big move, demolishing one of the most pivotal roller coasters in history. Kingda Ka is a massive feat in engineering. It was the tallest roller coaster ever with a staggering height of 456 feet. And it's held on to its record for almost 20 years. No other roller coaster surpassed it. Sure, Intamin, they were about to break their own record with Falcon's Flight in 2025, but who cares? I want to ride Kingda Ka. This ride was one of the main reasons you went to Great Adventure, and Six Flags just closed it with no warning. And I know some people have come to Six Flags' defense by saying, well, they can't announce Kingda Ka closing because then the ride would get insanely crowded, and Kingda Ka doesn't have that kind of capacity to account for this influx of people. Okay, whatever, I don't mind. If someone really wants to ride Kingda Ka for the last time, they will stick it out no matter what. The line could be 5 hours long, and they will wait. I would have waited. I would have made the trip out to Great Adventure even though I live in Chicago. This coaster was a staple at Great Adventure. Everyone knew about Kingda Ka, and everyone will remember Kingda Ka. And this is the king of all coasters. And its closing was the biggest bombshell of 2024. Goodbye, Kingda Ka. Long live the king. Oh wait, didn't Green Lantern also close? Yeah, Green Lantern, right. Ooh, forgot about this thing. Hey, I'm sure you had fans, Green Lantern. People maybe enjoyed you. Stand-up coasters kind of suck, but maybe you were good. Hey, think about it this way. If Green Lantern didn't exist, how could people get their free vasectomies? Huh? See, it had some kind of purpose. Goodbye, 2024, you were kind of garbage, but thankfully 2025 looks way better. See ya!